Welcome to the Art Lady Home. Today I'm going to share with you a very quick and easy recipe for butternut squash. And it's a stuffed butternut squash. So easy to do. Basically, these are the ingredients I used. I used a red pepper, onion, a lime, and then of course I used 2 butternut squashes. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the shape of the butternut squash. I'll do that in a minute. For seasonings, I use some sage, paprika, and cayenne pepper. And then I use, this is a balsamic vinegar. It's a white balsamic vinegar. It's a little hints of cranberry and pear. It's a sweeter balsamic vinegar. So if you don't have one of these gourmet vinegars, balsamic vinegars, you can just use a regular kind of white balsamic vinegar or a fruity base balsamic vinegar. But this tastes a little bit on the sweeter side. It doesn't have that strong acidic taste. Then I used some maple syrup. And what I did was I took the butternut squash, washed them up really good. Now, when I'm picking them, when I go to the market and look for butternut squash, I look for ones that are thick near the stem. And this is the base of the butternut squash. You don't want a butternut squash that's really bulbous at the bottom here. Let me show you one that is. See how this is a lot bigger at the bottom, and then this is really skinny and tapered here. This is where all the seeds are. And so if you pick one more like this, you're not going to have as much of that seed pocket in it, and you're going to get more. And the ones that are thicker here, you're going to get more of that flesh of the squash that you actually are going to be eating. So I like to get them pretty thick at the top here. Those are the ones I pick out. But go ahead, wash those squash up real good. And then what I did was I just poked in some vent holes, just with a knife, stuck it in. And then I put it on a cookie sheet and baked it in the oven for about an hour, set at 375. And it wasn't completely done. The neck, the area at the bottom, the base, was a little bit soft, and then this was a little bit harder because this is more dense here. But it was so much easier to slice through once I had it cooked a little bit. So then I took just a simple knife and cut through and made 2 halves of the butternut squash. From there, what I did, let me show you on here. From there, what I did was I scooped out the seeds, discarded them, any of the stringy flesh that was in there, and then I hollowed out this area here a little bit. I just scraped it with a spoon, and then the base area, which was over here, this has a big hole here. So I just put some of the butternut squash, the flesh from the neck, into this hollow hole here from where the seeds were. And then I just filled it with chopped up onion, and you can see I have the onion pretty big pieces. And then I sliced up my red pepper, pretty big chunks here, and just laid it on top in the hole. And then I laid it on top in this area too, the neck area. And then what I did was I just drizzled some maple syrup, just light drizzle right over each one. And then I drizzled some of my balsamic vinegar. I put in the bottom of the pan, I put some olive oil, and I also put just a few tablespoons of water to kind of steam this, and so that none of this would stick. And it gives extra moisture as it's cooking. And then I just barely pinched some of that cayenne pepper and barely sprinkled up the cayenne pepper on top of each one. And then I just sprinkled lightly the paprika, so a little bit heavier on the paprika, and then a little bit heavier on the sage spice. And then I put that in the oven for another 25-35 minutes. And of course, each one had all the peppers and onions on it here. And the red peppers make it look so pretty on the top. And that's basically about it. And when I pulled it out of the oven, it's ready to eat. You can slice it in half. We had half of it for our sides. There was 4 pieces of here of the squash here, and so you can see how I've cut them in halves here. And so we each had a half as our side, and this was our leftovers. But I wanted to make this quick video because this just came out amazing. Oh, I did forget to tell you about the lime. That's right. I took the lime, rolled it out on the counter, and then sliced it in half, and then I did drizzle lime, the whole lime actually, the whole lime over, these are just real small limes by the way, the whole lime over everything. And I'm telling you, this is amazing, amazing, amazing. Great flavors. It doesn't even taste like a butternut squash. It's just really, really delicious. It's not sweet. It's just a perfect, wonderful, happy taste. And I want you to try it. And if you try it, let me know how you like it. Let me know if you did any adaptations to it, because a lot of times people put some adaptations in their recipes. What I like is there's no sugar. You can see I use this pure maple syrup here. There's no sugar in here. It's all plant-based. Just a beautiful, healthy little side dish. Or I'm going to eat one of them for lunch tomorrow. That's my whole lunch. Side dish or main course. So it's so delicious. I want you to try it. So let me know in the comments how you like it. And if you have a chance, if you do have kids, check out my other channel, which is the Art Lady channel. And it's just art lessons for kids. And again, happy holidays and hope you enjoy.